ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. This is a day that we like to call Friday Eve, and I'm filling in for the Midnight Rider who will join us shortly, but I have to do it in his proper way. This is the day and the show that's going to have them talking at the water cooler tomorrow morning. It's the Thursday night throwdown. Yeah.
Time out.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you got all the names up there. Okay. I thought you had the wrong logo for a minute. I see what you're working with. Sorry, boss.
Got a little bit of everything up there. Joined by the gentleman Jack Carr.
Hey now.
See, this is where they messed up at.
What?
They done left me and Jack by ourselves to cut up. We get ready to cut up real royally tonight. Jack, how you feeling tonight, man?
I'm feeling pretty good. Just got home. Been rushing around, but I was excited for tonight's show, so let's do this.
Most definitely. Let me make sure I got this SpongeBob turned down here. All right. Let's jump this thing off because we ain't got a whole lot of time. We up against football, so let's get it. Big news came out today. My man, one of my favorite players, he was a Chicago Bull first. We had him first. Chicago kid, none other than Derrick Rose, called it a career today. 16 years in the NBA, man. And he called it a career today. To be quite honest, as a Bulls fan, I was hoping that Mr. Get Up or Get Out the Way was going to come back to Chicago at least for another year. But didn't happen that way. He decided to go ahead and end it. And I've been seeing all over Twitter is grown men talking about prime Derrick Rose.
Shame he didn't get no shit, man. Dude was a beast. And, he's retiring. But I heard rumors and chirps that teams still wanted him this year. Teams were thinking, hey, 6 man, bing, bing, bing. Mm-hmm. And D Rose can do anything you want out there. He was a beast. Sad to hear.
And really, you never want to see a guy like that go to retirement without getting it all.
The success he deserved, correct.
Right. So happy trails to my man D Rose.
Yeah,
happy
D Rose.
Oh!
Been
on the bus! Been on the bus!
Oh! He'll be all right. I let him ride long.
What's going on, fellas?
Ain't nothing. You gonna answer the phone?
It's not for me.
Is that you? Come on, background noise.
Can't help it if the phone ring, bro.
Look, we all hyped up, and he just coming to join all debonair and stuff.
You gotta get in your isolated studio.
Yeah, we ain't got the money for that right now. I ain't the budget. I'm just glad you can't hear the washing machine, so we good.
My studio ain't ready yet. It'll be ready by next Tuesday. This Tuesday coming up. I'm cleaning out my office. It's been a storage room, but now my daughter's gone. I can get rid of a lot of it. Crap.
Hey.
Well, gone to school, not gone, y'all.
Midnight Rider, first of all, how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
All right, man. We up here. We need you to get up here with us. We up here. Me and Jack up here.
What's up? You gotta get with us.
Hey.
Like I said,
get on the bus. Get on the bus. It's about to go down.
Did he just raise the roof?
Let him be grumpy, man.
Yes, we did.
Okay.
Yeah, we did.
Shout out to the big dog over there on IG. What's going on, big dog? Check it in.
Right too, man.
Acknowledge him. We talking about Derrick Rose retiring. Midnight Rider, thoughts on Derrick Rose before we roll
on? Well, I mean, today is Friday Eve. And, people, when they stand at the water cooler, they got to talk about this little show. And the little show is called the Thursday Night Throwdown. Yeah.
There's the introduction.
Right. Now, Derrick Rose.
I didn't get it right.
D Rose, I think even in the early part of his career, I think he could qualify for a Hall of Fame. Like, I think he could get Hall of Fame nods just off his career beginning. I would consider it almost like a Gale Sayers type of thing, where that first bit was so great that that it might give him an opportunity. Like he'll get a push for it. I mean, the kid was one of the most explosive, dynamic players in all of basketball. And a poor knee took him away from us. Just imagine that. Like this dude was. I mean, there were a couple times he came down off 2 feet and dunked on people, and I was just like, "Yo, you're not supposed to do that off of 2." And then like people can't even do that off of 1 foot, and he doing it off of 2. Oh, yeah. And he gliding off of 2. Man, he's got like what, a rookie of the year, a couple MVPs. I know you looking it up, Jack.
He got 1 MVP, 1 rookie of the year.
Okay, I did, and his career stats don't pop out. Don't punch me in the face. 17-point average, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. I mean, I know it dropped in his last 5 years from the 25, 27 points he might have averaged, but I think he's on the line, man, for
that's fine.
HOF. I don't think he's in.
I said I think he's got a good case for it.
Okay, I'll go with that.
I think he has a really good case for it. Now, does he get in? I don't know. I mean, basketball is a little different than football anyway. Well, we're talking impact. I mean, his 3 years or first 4 years in the league, he was one of the most impactful players. He made it almost so LeBron had to leave Cleveland to go somewhere else because if that kid is healthy, he would have needed the Heatles to just get past that kid.
Mm-hmm. Say it again. Personal note, I actually cried when Chicago traded him. My wife had to console me on draft night in front of the TV, and I was like, why would they do this? Why would you do this? And I stood in front of the TV and cried. Wow. I'm not ashamed to admit that because I'm that big of a Derrick Rose fan. I'm that big of a Chicago Bulls fan. And I asked the question, I said, why does the team I love so much hurt me so much?
That's what they're supposed to do.
Perry checking in. What's going on, Perry? How you feeling, man? Glad to hear from you. And if y'all haven't went and checked it out yet, please go check out Straight to Tape podcast and get them a like, a follow, and subscribe so you don't miss any of their content as well. Perry, I got to get up with you. I need to send that message to you tonight so we can get that situated. Next Tuesday, programming note. Matty Ice will be on. We got our NHL preview next Tuesday. Yeah. So Matty Ice will be in the studio, will be in the building. So that is a good thing. Perry said teams move on. Yeah. And what hurt more was I couldn't take my fandom out of it. I couldn't look at the business side of it. I couldn't take my fandom out of it. And I was like, but him and Jimmy Buckets is supposed to be the best backcourt in the league.
I thought so. I thought they was going to build around it.
Exactly a year later, they traded Jimmy Buckets, and I'm standing in front of the TV crying yet again. So, Perry says he's taping a new episode of 1A Knicks in 2 hours. 1A Knicks talk in 2 hours. All right. Make sure if you haven't followed that on YouTube, 1A Knicks talk, like, subscribe, and follow. And he got a season preview part 1. Look, he doing a Knicks season preview. Perry, I got to send you the message. We can get our dates together. We got to do our NBA season preview. That's coming up in about 3 weeks, I believe. So we got to get our dates together so we can get that recorded.
That's going to be fun.
Always is. Next up, Matthew Sluka leaves UNLV. He redshirts himself over NIL money. They say an assistant coach told him he could get $100,000 in NIL money, and they have yet to pay. So after going 3-0 with UNLV this year, 21 of 48, 318 yards, 6 touchdowns to 1 interception. He says, I'm redshirting myself and I'm sitting down. Fellas, what are we doing here? Jack, take it away.
I heard about this story, and as we all said in our shows, 8 months ago, NIL is going to kill college sports. It's just going to kill it, man. It's unreal what they're doing. You got squads calling up stars from other squads, talking about we give you 1.5, come over here. And what they did here, it was an assistant coach who promised this money, 100 G's, And the kid said good, the father said good. And then now these boys got agents, you know. Before, remember, you used to get an agent, you was in trouble. But now they got agents to handle their NIL stuff. And some of them need them with the millions they're getting. It's unreal. But the assistant coach promised this. I mean, the assistant coach is the one that recruited him and stuff. So I guess he would believe that guy. But he come to find out when the father and the agent went to the head coach said that deal's void because I didn't give it. In other words, they're telling this boy to kiss off. So I'd sit out too, man. Good job, young man.
Midnight Ride.
How is this ruining college football?
I'm gonna tell you right now. Well, Perry says they've been pimping them for generations, but I feel they pimping them right now.
I think the
$1
problem is this situation shows you how much the coaches weren't being held accountable for the things they said to these kids to get them to come to these schools. And now we have a system where there's some checks and balances on this. Now, I think they need to tighten some of this up, but it's not going to happen because you got the most spineless organization in America, the NC2A, who can't even tell courts what they do. And when they do tell them, the court looks at them like, you're not serious, are you? Like, this is not seriously what you plan to say. Like no. That doesn't even sound right. That doesn't sound possible. It doesn't even sound logical what they do. They're a governing body, but they don't govern shit. Only time they govern something is when a team that isn't supposed to win, they win. So now we want to investigate them.
True.
But a team like Miami, when they had that thing going on with the booster that was in the shoot, he was on the field. It took them 2 years just to figure out what they wanted to do with it, and then they didn't do anything with it. So what was the point of the investigation? What are we doing here?
What are we doing here?
The NCAA stands for dysfunctional organization. I don't even know how to even describe it anymore. It is the worst thing I've ever seen. It's the most spineless organization ever. They don't have rules any of the rules don't have teeth. They enforce them when they want to enforce them. There's a kid that's his mom's dying and he wants to go transfer to the school near her. He can't stick around. But some dude gets 10 years to be in college at Miami because he tore his ACL 4 times and ruptured the spleen and whatever else happened. The kid, Montez, I think his name is Montez Watkins. I might be confusing the name. He went to the University of North Carolina last year. They held him out of the first 4 games or 6 games because they couldn't verify or they couldn't figure out what to do with his transfer, and he was just transferring so he could be close to his mom.
I remember that.
Perry said, guys with 8 years and 9 years and 10 years. Man, the NCAA can take both their lips and flame it perfectly on my ass and kiss it.
Okay,
I agree.
I
like what
Perry.
I like that. Go ahead and read that big guy and let me comment on it, please.
Perry said, "Players taking control of their brand."
And I understand that, Perry. I know you posted this when I was in the middle of mine. I understand the players taking care of their brand. I mean, shit, they got it. Take care of that. But it's the coaches that ganked them. You know what I mean? Excuse me. The coaches that ripped them off. I got to keep my slang away from this. Yeah, so I understand that, Perry. They got to take control or they're going to be out of control. And I think that's what happened to this kid. He got duped. It's not.
This isn't the first time. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, hey, you know, but there's guys out there throwing millions at starters right now at other universities. You should not be able to mess with them during season because this shit happens.
Well, our guy Mike Gundy came out and said, "I'm not recruiting you twice. I'm not recruiting you mid-season." So,
Perry said, "University's been pimping players for generations. Tables turned. Oh well." And a prime example of that is when you think about NCAA basketball, you think about the Fab Five, and when they had their protests in the early '90s, where they came out and they had straight blue shirts on. They didn't wear any team apparel. They wore straight blue shirts during warm-ups because they were tired of walking into to school stores, and their name and likeness are on jerseys and T-shirts, and they're not getting a dime from it. They're doing interviews and can't get anything. So I understand that part.
Yeah.
I mean, but here's the question. I just thought about this. What's so different between NIL deals and promising these players money than what they were doing back in the day when, players like Eric Dickerson and all those guys were getting Trans Ams and things like that. LeBron James got a Hummer. What's the difference?
Reggie Bush. USC.
Well, the difference is
mom of the world. Mm-hmm.
The difference is. Go ahead. You about to go, Jack?
Nah. I want to hear your difference, bro. Because I know you're gonna say something.
Oh man, you just made me
comment on.
No. The difference between the two is this: that now the Supreme Court finally caught up with them and made them pay what they should have been paying all along, and now we can stop the lies of saying that we weren't playing players, even though we knew what they were. I mean, I'll never forget Chris Mills at Kentucky. When the cash comes in the office while the NCAA rules person is in the room, and they got to explain why Chris Mills got 20 grand in an envelope in his cubby. Come on, man.
Well, I'm gonna say
stop,
this too.
Stop peeing on my leg and telling me it's raining. That's all I'm asking.
I'm gonna say this too. You have to look at it like this. You remember it was a time and a place where as a scholarship athlete, you got a stipend every month. Oh, you got a stipend every month, and then you got a stipend on the road. But then you had boosters giving you money. You had people handing you money left and right, especially if you played good. Because I remember Luther Campbell was talking about the Dope Boys and 2 Live Crew. If you made plays at Miami, they was giving you $150, $200, $500. You made a big hit. If they wanted a bet, they was straight paying you. Hey, I won $3,000 off you, man. Here's $200, man. Here's $500. This has been going on for so long, but now it's getting to the point where the schools are getting what was the word? Ganked by.
Yeah, you don't know about getting ganked, boy. You ain't never been ganked.
Yeah. Perry said MR is always dead on. This one's on the coaches, and I agree with that.
Yeah, it is. But they need to. For this boy to make a verbal agreement and then tell his dad and then tell his agent, somebody should have set something up to get some paperwork done before this damn season started, in my opinion, too.
That's where it fell apart.
When you're talking about money and this kind of money, there needs to be paperwork. And I'm surprised that wasn't done because now the assistant coach says, yeah, I never said that. I just read it. It's crap.
That's what led to
they duped him.
That's what led to this situation was the fact that every time he kept going to coach to say, let's get this in writing now so we can make sure, you guaranteeing it. They kept putting them off. And then finally he got to the point where he knew the 4th game would take a year eligibility away from him. So he stopped and did it then. And I think they also losing a running back. So yeah.
This happening more than we see, man. It's just this boy is balling right now. I'm sure this is happening more than we know.
Real quick, I think I went over his stats. 3-0, 21-48, 318. Only averaging 6 yards a pass, but 6 touchdowns, one interception, and he's the starter. But now he's walking away.
3-0.
3-0. Get to these comments real quick. And Perry says that coaches have been getting a pass for a clip. Amateurism, my black A. That amateurism went out the window a long time ago.
You can say it, Perry.
I think
say it.
I was watching something on Spencer Hayward, and he was talking about when he went in front of the Supreme Court. The great Supreme Court Justice Thurgood Marshall asked the question, why is it that the issues of going hardship and going into a professional league does not affect baseball players, tennis players, hockey players? It doesn't affect anybody else but high revenue sports such as football and basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why Spencer Haywood had it ruled in his favor, because his mom was making $2 a day picking cotton. And we talking about in the 70s. Well, the 60s I'm talking about. He had to go hardship to get his mom out of that situation. That changed the front, the face of in the forefront of college athletes. So I got it. And Perry Jones said TV deals made the stipend the BS that it is, yeah, because it's not a stipend no more. And you telling these dudes that they can't work and they can't do this and they can't do that, it's BS, man. Put a pin in that.
Educate me. Who was this Hayward guy you speaking of? I thought you was talking about running back for the Saints.
No, Spencer Hayward was actually the first player
Carolina?
to go. No, he went from high school to the ABA.
Spencer Hayward.
Yeah, it's a documentary they got out on. I think it's on Netflix.
I'm gonna have to Google that. Let me put it on my list.
All right.
I'm sitting there and you talking about picking cotton and shit, and I'm like, God damn, how long ago was this? But wow, yeah, I was unaware of that. Thank you for educating me on something.
Question of the day, coming from none other than the Midnight Rider.
Uh-oh.
Let me phrase this right. Should the league be able to fire owners?
Yes. Who wants to go first?
Midnight Rider, it's your question. I mean, I know you got give it to me.
Tell me some things.
And that was an SAT word too. Soliloquy.
Shut up.
So basically, the actions of this week set it all for me. So first, you had the Oakland A's play their last game in Oakland today.
Mm-hmm.
A team that the fans came out and supported, and the owner just refused to put money into it. All right, now did they get ganked, since that's the word of the day, by the Oakland authorities? Probably so. They probably got jerked around, and the Oakland they got the stadium for the Golden State Warriors with no problem, but we couldn't get the Oakland A's a baseball stadium, so that started this whole thing. But there's also a fact that this owner jerked this city around because every time they got something close to a contender, everybody left. They sent everybody packing. They had more guys come through there than a bus tow.
Ooh.
And then the second thing, if you didn't see it in the Sideline Junkies podcast Facebook page, Rowdy Tellez of the Pittsburgh Pirates was released a day before a game. All he needed was 4 at-bats to get his bonus or whatever. And instead of paying the bonus because he was going to get the 4 at-bats, they decided to cut him. They decided
$200,000 is what the bonus was. I'm sorry, $200,000.
They decided to cut him the day, literally right after their game, it seemed like.
Mm-hmm.
And the Pittsburgh Pirates owner has done the same thing to Pittsburgh. You got Garrett Cole, you got Austin Meadows. You just got guys that come through Pittsburgh. I'm surprised. Honestly, I don't think Skeens is going to even stay. I think Skeens in 4 years will be on the first thing smoking, because they're not, unless they get a new owner, he's not going to pay because he can make money without putting money into this. And he's actually said this. This is a disservice to the fans of Pittsburgh. This is a disservice to the fans of Oakland. It's a disservice to other teams in the league because you're not even trying. And you're hiding under the moniker small market team. It's garbage. Just the money you make over TV can cover your expenses. So what are we talking about here? What are we doing?
No, Midnight Rider.
They should, man. I'm trying to say this without going full KG on this, but it's ridiculous, man. And like people just it's these people that work every day. They save up their little change. They want to go see a game. They want to see their team do well. They want to cheer for something. And you got owners like this that put the team, their pockets, in front of putting something out there for the fans to enjoy.
We've seen that in Baltimore, though, with Angelos.
Hey, he should have been fired too.
He was stacking pockets, and we had crap on the field. We had crap in the farm system. So, I don't know. And KG, I think Kutch going to retire. Kutch been in the league. McCutcheon, he's been in the league a long time, and his numbers ain't what they used to be.
He should have never left Pittsburgh. He was the man in Pittsburgh.
You know why he left? Because they don't pay nobody.
They don't get paid. Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'll say this. And I agree with Midnight Rider because not only that, you can look at David Tepper. He's playing fantasy football down there in Carolina. He's put such a piece of dog shit on the field down there in Carolina and traded everything away because Jimmy Johnson said it best. He's not listening to his football people.
I don't know who he listens to.
I'm gonna give you a little anecdote. When you're running a business, you always want to hire people that's smarter than you to work for you.
No, you don't.
I don't know about that.
If you're a poor manager, or you're not a leader, and you're a boss, you're gonna have people around you that only ingratiate your endeavors and your wishes.
Well, yeah, that's when you got yes men, but I'm talking about when you are actually a leader and you can sit back and you can say, yeah, I know he knows more than me. If I'm coaching, I'm the head coach, and I know Jack knows more about offense than me because Jack has 35 years of offensive experience. Jack's gonna be my offensive coordinator. Am I gonna second guess him? Hell nah. Just like if you're my defensive coordinator, you have more time than me. Am I gonna second guess you? Nah. But I'm gonna walk past you and I'm gonna tell you, please stop them, and I'm gonna walk back the other way. You have total autonomy.
I'm gonna say this to you now, KG. We ever get in that situation, I'm the last person you want playing defense because Jack Carr gonna have to score 40 a game because I'm giving up 38. I'm sitting in the house. What do we do here, coach? We blitz, son.
Look, we blitz all night if we have to. Look, that me and BJ talked about that years ago. He said we was gonna start at the young level and start with the Mighty Mice, and every time they come to the sideline, we blitzing. Yes, sir, we're blitzing every game. We blitzing 8 every game. We only got 3 on the back end. Blitzing 8.
Shoot, that's how Jimmy plays in the NCAA.
And look how it works.
Well, no, everybody ain't got Jimmy's talent. Jimmy got speed. Oh
Lord. Perry says talking about Spencer Haywood, he's responsible for the college hardship rule.
Oh.
And ask Donald Sterling. Yeah, Donald Sterling, he was involved and wrapped up in that, and there was a lot of stuff. That man, you gotta watch he did a sit down with KG, and it's also a documentary. Perry says it's either San Francisco or Vegas. Oakland is not the spot anymore, and it's sad. And Oakland was a sports town. You had the Warriors, the Raiders, the A's. You had everything. It was a sports town. Now it's a wasteland. It's like what they used to call Baltimore before they got the Colts. It was a pit stop between DC and New York. Oakland's just a pit stop now.
And actually, the A's start playing in Sacramento next year.
Is that where they're going?
Yeah, for a year. And then they're going to go to Vegas.
Oh, yeah. But isn't they banking on Vegas?
Yeah. This is a stop. They had gotten to a point where the relationship was so bad with the city of Oakland, they just wanted to get out. So that's why Sacramento is a stop until they can get to wherever they want to be. And they're starting to have problems with the Vegas venue as well. So that's something you might want to keep an eye on because this could easily turn into somebody trying to keep them from getting there, and they may have to find a permanent home somewhere else.
Yeah, but Vegas, man, bright lights, the money, everything's there. That can lure any professional team there, man. Because you set up shop there, you got people taking destination trips to come see you play. I don't know how many of my friends done gone to Vegas to see the Raiders play, but they do. And I think the same thing's going to happen when the A's go there. They're going to start getting attendance up and all this crap. But they got to start winning a little bit to get that attention. Maybe win in Anaheim a little bit.
What are we looking like on time?
We got to go. So let's get it. Giants, Cowboys. Cowboys 5.5-point favorites. Over under 45.5. Jack Carr, what you got for tonight's game? Thursday night.
Tonight's game, man. CeeDee Lamb, 9 games against the Giants. He's doing great, man. 93 yards, about 15 per catch. He's a little slow this year. 3 games, 12 catches, 250 maybe, 1 tutty. I think CeeDee Lamb going off tonight. Because them corners in New York, man, they soft, man. You got Deontay Banks. You might as well just put him in a toaster. And then you got that other boy, Flott, Flott, Cardell. He's scrubbed. I think Lamb and Dak are going to eat that secondary up. They're going to put up 31. It's going to take the over and Dallas.
Midnight Ride.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be closer than everybody thinks because I think the Giants going to come out and stick to the formula. Why break what ain't? I mean, why fix something that ain't broke? I think you ground and pound Dallas in the submission. You can call the run and play hot 11, and wherever Parson lines up, you take your guard, bring him around, and y'all go right at him. You bring your tight ends in, you put the women and children to sleep, and go looking for dinner. That's what you got to do. It's real simple, man. So? It's gonna be a high scoring game. I think I need it to be one.
I need Neighbors, yeah.
Yeah,
I think Neighbors gonna get his.
I need a lot more than Neighbors. Your boy went a little hand.
You know, Daniel Jones, man, he's got that little thing like Washington has before they won the other night on prime time. Daniel Jones don't do good in prime time either, man. He's 1-12, and he's 1-7 versus the Cowboys. So, I go with maybe what Matty Ice is saying, man. It's gonna be a giant upset because they haven't won in a while against Dallas, and I just don't think Daniel Jones is going to do it tonight. I think it's going to be the same the same Giants we've seen the first 2 weeks. I don't think it's going to be the Giants.
Well, with that being said, I'm taking the Cowboys to win the ball game.
Woo! Okay.
I'm taking the Giants to cover because I think this is another situation where a field goal wins the ball game late, and there's going to be a 3-point difference in this ball game.
Okay.
Yeah, we're definitely going with the over.
Spread 6? Oh no, 5.
5.5.
5.5.
I'm going to take the Cowboys in this one. This is fool's gold. This is fool's gold. This is going to get some Cowboy fans back on the bandwagon. They like, hey, we had a flat tire. We back on the bandwagon. This is going to get them back hyped up again. This is fool's gold. This is the Giants we talking about. This is little baby New York. This is not New York of the 80s. This is little baby New York. This is not Eli Manning's New York. This is little baby New York. They will win this game 45-10. So give me Dallas with the outright win, 5.5, and give me the over.
Dallas in the over.
Matty Ice talking about Oakland said that it's a 47-year-old stadium. All they needed was a damn stadium. They've been needing a stadium. That's why the Raiders left. Came back, and left again. Because they couldn't get a stadium. Oakland Coliseum is old. Same thing with the LA Coliseum. It's old. They just wanted a new stadium. Matty Ice said, not sure why I think the Giants pull off an upset. Well, we'll be watching it with bated breath. Fellas, we up against it. We got a couple college football games going on in our Sideline Junkies College Football League. The Gridiron returns on Saturday morning, followed by the WrestleManiacs on Saturday evening. But I think we're good. Anything that we missed?
The WNBA starts the second round in the playoffs.
Yes, sir.
So we gotta get. I don't know. Maybe we can see if we can get JoJo for Sunday morning. She might be our resident WNBA person. MLB, we're coming down the stretch for that. So we got to figure out, do we do playoffs, MLB playoffs on Sunday? Because it's not really going to be set until Monday and Tuesday, thanks to the fact that this hurricane has come through, or we had this rain this week, and the Braves and the Mets had a series going on, and 2 games of that have been postponed. So I know they're going to make those 2 games up on Monday. So, with a doubleheader starting at 1:05. So those are 2 things I can think of off the top of my head that we probably might want to start having some talks on, or maybe even posting a extra show somewhere in the middle of all this.
Right.
Maybe somebody could hop in the passenger seat. You know what I'm saying? You never know what people can do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. I got some stuff to say to Matty. My boy, Matty, you my boy. But I want to know if you picked Dallas to win on your little pick 'em we do. Make sure you lock it in tonight. And it might be fun to watch Dallas lose. Yes, it's always fun to watch Dallas lose. If Dallas loses, shit gonna hit the fan down south, boy.
Ain't like they gonna fire McCarthy.
No. But there's a bunch of gibberish. Their fans are gonna be tripping. it's going to be crazy if Dallas loses and they start 1-3.
All right.
So,
Perry said, Liberty Aces, can't wait. Yeah, that's gonna be good.
good game.
That's gonna be good. So we got to get on about it, and always remember that our lines were brought to you by our official, unofficial partner in FanDuel. So until Saturday for the gridiron, you'll see the Midnight Rider. You'll hear my voice. The gentleman Jack will be back soon with in the passenger seat with Jack Carr. Is that
Yes, sir. I look forward to it.
Get your name right? But you'll see Jack Carr's face pretty soon. So until then, that's Jack Carr. That's the Midnight Rider, Boss BJ on special assignment. I'm the big guy KG. We don't do no overtime, y'all. We are out of here.